it's very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, when you make decisions, you make it to please people. And the thing about people, and the thing about people pleasing is when you are a people pleaser, it doesn't mean it's bad to make decisions that would be good for people. It just means that you make decisions primarily because of that, and it
Yeah.
can be uncomfortable for you. You get, but as far as it's pleasing people, that's the decision you're going to make. So
Mm.
that's what I see it as.
Were you ever a people pleaser?
Me, like, yeah, me.
Is there any other person in the room with
Okay,
us?
yes, I can't lie. Yes.
So at one point did it stick out to you that this is a pattern of something that you do?
Well, I believe it was just a self realization process. Like it got to a point where I've held various leadership positions in different places, school, social settings. So I realized that most of the time I make decisions that may not favor me, but would favor people. And it's a good thing, you get, because it means I have an aspect of selflessness. Do you get? But at the same time, it can be a bad thing when you don't prioritize yourself. It's
Mm.
people, and it's still something I struggle with. But I've learned how to navigate it better. Like, do you
Yeah.
understand?
I think when you say it can be a good thing, it could be that you're mixing kindness or
Yes,
people pleasing.
yes,
I don't see how people pleasing can be a good thing personally, because people pleasing, it means you're making decisions that favor the person without considering your well-being, without considering how it makes you feel, without considering how overwhelming it could be for you.
yes.
So that is what people pleasing is. Well, for me, kindness, on the other hand, is voluntary. Like you're doing things for people because you want to do it for this person and because you can. It's not taking anything from you. Can take like you can be kind and things can take from you,
Mm.
but it's not undermining yourself.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes
Okay. Now I
sense.
get it. Now I get it. I feel like the issue is the perspective we're coming from. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, now that you've said your definition, I understand it. But I'm coming at it as a form of, in the context of leadership, in the
Mm-hmm.
context of being someone that is in a position that you are meant to sacrifice. You get? You are
Yeah.
meant to please people. You get? You're meant to do what you are required to do for them. Like, do you understand? Yes,
Politics, basically.
yes, that's the context. But in general, people pleasing is like, let me give you an example. If I can be kind when I can do this thing and I will do it. Do you get? Out of the goodness of my heart. But it's people pleasing when it's a very fine line. Do you get? Because some people that are people pleasers think they're just being kind. No,
Yeah.
you're being used. They're using you, but you don't know. So there's a very thin line that you have to define and say, no, I'm not crossing this line. No matter how much, no matter how much you beg,
Mm-hmm.
you get, like, this is what I'm going to do. This is my conviction, and you stand by it. And whoever has a problem with it, sorry.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too, it's not necessarily that they are using you per se, but they've just gotten used to you being the go-to person.
Yes.
So, I mean, some people can be malicious
Mm-hmm.
and actually use you.
Mm-hmm.
They know that if Otuto, maybe he
Yes.
wants to run for
Ah,
post.
God.
If I ask him for this thing, they know born and where to say no, that kind of thing. But for a lot of people, it's just subconscious. They know that every time I go to Otuto, he comes through for me. So it's not that they just know that you're going to come through as a person. They're not thinking that why is he always actually coming through? Doesn't he ever have things that he's going? And like a lot of times, people pleasers in their friend groups, they're the ones that when they're actually going through stuff, nobody notices because they always put themselves forward. Exactly, they always put themselves forward as the person that kind of glues the group together. Yeah, so I think when you're talking people pleasing, um, it stems from childhood, and I'll explain why. I feel a lot of things mentally related self stem from childhood because, I mean, it's the mind, and that's when your mind starts forming. And you get what I'm saying? So for people pleasing now in this context, I would say when you were growing up now and you do something wrong, and I mean you're in an African home, so you receive some lashing. Do you understand? And then when you do something good and you're getting rewarded, as a child, like you're picking on these things. If I do good, I'm getting rewarded. If I do bad, I'm being punished. So normally your go-to would be to behave. That is if you're thinking straight. I mean, some children can be stubborn. That is also normal. But for most people, is you know that when I do this, I don't like the outcome that comes from it. And so you just repeatedly become good boy, good girl, just to avoid punishments. And people end up growing up like that. And then it manifests in your adulthood as someone that hates conflicts. Anything that brings conflict is something that you run away from. I don't know. Can you relate to that?
Yes, yes. Like, especially when he wants to give your opinion on something. I'm the last born in my house. You get, I was, what, five, I have four siblings. Do you understand? I'm the last born. So sometimes when you realize that you want to give an opinion, you just, would they listen to me? It can cause conflicts, it can cause beef, and then you'll be the one to bear it. Because your parents will not always be there. You get, at the end of the day, when it comes to it, it's just you and your siblings. So you may want to avoid conflicts at those times, which I agree with you. From childhood, it can manifest. Like, for example, now somebody may be doing something to make you uncomfortable. Do you get? But because you're a people pleaser, because you don't like conflict, you don't like that, bro, that confrontation. Bro, I don't like this thing you're doing. So you just tend to eat the bullshit. Like that is your nature, but it just manifested through your childhood. So I agree with you. Well, I feel like it's just I can't really remember, but
Nothing stands out.
okay, okay. I think there was a time when there are times when, for example, somebody somebody asks you for something. I can't really. There are so many instances. Like there's so many instances. Okay, like someone asks you for something, and let's say money, for example. Someone has asked me for money before. I didn't have money. Do you guess? I didn't have money, but because I was scared of that person's reaction to like me saying no, I just borrowed the person the money, and that person didn't pay me back. So that's and also I didn't have money that time. Do you get? I didn't have money that time. I was still I think I was in 100 level, 200 level. Like I'm not saying I have money now, oh, please, but that time I didn't have like in that context I didn't have money. You borrow somebody money, you now to ask the person back for the money, you are scared because you are afraid of what this person would say, how this person would take you for asking for something that you borrowed him. Can you see how stupid it is? So like it didn't mess me up. There have been many instances, but in the context of money, like money,
That happened repeatedly.
yes, yes,
And now that you mention fear, I think that is one thing that I feel stands out when you're differentiating kindness from people pleasing. If you're doing something out of the kindness of your heart, there's no reason why you should feel afraid of the outcome. But when it's people pleasing, a lot of times it is rooted in fear. Doing those things that you do, they're rooted in fear. Fear of, like you said, fear of the person's reaction, fear of how you're perceived, fear
yes.
of,
Sorry.
okay.
There was also this instance. You know that thing when you are, you see your lecturer, for
Mm-hmm.
example, your lecturer is fond of you, or just sees you on a random day, And because you want to please this person, because you want to impress them, because you want to show that I'm an active guy, like you get, like I did, you go like they'll send you to go and buy something for them, and then you don't have the resources, you don't want to do it, but because this person is a lecturer, you would find everything in you to go and do that thing. You find every means, and it will make you so uncomfortable, but you have to do it. I feel like this one happens to many people.
Yeah.
Many people can resonate with this one, no matter who you are. You can be the quiet kid in class. They'll say, "Hey, you quiet boy, oh yeah, go and help me buy this thing. Take my plates. Help me go to cafeteria."
Mm-hmm.
Do this, all those little things. They manifest slowly inside you.
Well, I think in that scenario, it's more bullying than people pleasing. I mean, it's different because you. It's almost as if you don't have a choice, especially in a system
And
we
like I
are.
said, it manifests. Like it enters your subconscious. Like
Yeah, when you keep suppressing
yes,
the things that you're not comfortable with, and you
yes,
end up doing them anyway.
yes. So yeah, that's just it.
Yeah,
It's bullying. No, let me not lie to you,
that makes yeah. It
because
is. I feel
because
it's
most times
bullying.
it looks like you have a choice, but you don't have a choice because you know that if you don't do this thing, it can be very bad for you.
Yeah, they
So
hold your
yeah.
grades in
So
their hand.
yes, let me impress. Let me impress. Even the one that's not even taking you any course, you will still do it for them.
Hmm.
So
There are a lot of ways that people pleasing tendencies show up, and I feel like if you want to address people pleasing, you first need to be aware of these tendencies. Some people are anxious people pleasers because they find it very hard to say no. I mean, generally, if you're a people pleaser, you find it hard to say no. That is like the most common thing. But for if you're an anxious people pleaser, like I don't know all the type, but I know there's anxious people pleasing and there's overcommitting people pleasing. Those are the two ones that I know that I could relate to at some point. So if you're anxious, if you're an anxious people pleaser, when you're asked to do something you're not comfortable with, you just feel so you feel so much unrest, and you end up doing it just because of the perceived outcome of what you think will happen after. And then when you're overcommitting, you know that you're at your bandwidth, like you can't take any more. Like this happens at work when people are trying to, let's say, kiss ass or just prove to their boss that they are, do you understand? And then you already have everything on your plate, and then a colleague is like, how far can you help me with this? And then without thinking, like, oh, sure, no problem. Knowing that you're already stretched, that your weekend is not for rest again, you don't have so much time on your hands, but you just say yes anyway. So you just keep overcommitting to things, and then you just keep piling up, and then you're secretly resenting people.
you're resenting them, but more often than not, they don't know. Like your resentment is in you.
Yeah, it's
Like you
internal.
and in your mind, you're thinking, you expect this person to know that he's doing this thing to you, and you're keeping resentments. This guy said he always sends me messages. This guy said I'm always doing work for him. This guy said, but you're the one accepting the work.
Yeah, and
Okay,
you're not
okay,
communicating
okay.
it.
I'll just do it. I'll just do it. And the next thing you see yourself being bitter towards that person, but you don't know that that's the reason why you are bitter. It's because you are overcommitting. You are you are accepting anything and everything that the person gives you to do. And it can be in context of bosses. Do you get your boss can be giving you work, but you don't have that. You don't have that. How do I put it? You don't have that confidence to say no. This is my limit. I've already done what I'm supposed to do. Please, can you give me this at a later time, or can we have this at a later time? Communicate. You don't expect everybody to know everything about you, and you'll be bitter. There's no way. I'm telling you that people that overcommit or people please, they expect the people that they are pleasing to understand that they are sacrificing for them. Do you get? But it's not always like that, because Not everybody knows that they are inconveniencing you. Then you inconvenience yourself, and you expect appreciation. You expect this one, that one. If you're behaving like that and you expect appreciation, just forget it. That's my take on it, honestly.
Yeah, so like I said, when you want to identify whether you're a people pleaser, you first need to, the awareness is always the first step. Like, look at your day to day. How do your people pleasing tendencies show up for you? Is it overcommitting, like we said? Is it um, shrinking yourself so people can shine, or you're a social chameleon, you're a different person for every friend group? Like, nobody can say this is who you are. With these people, you're this person. You smoke, you drink, even though you don't want to. With this other group, you're the person that has deep conversation. You talk about life. With another group, you're just vibes. Like, you don't have an identity because you're something for everybody, just so you can fit in.
Yes, and I feel like in that context, we can just say that yes, I understand that some people adjust themselves based on the audience they are with. But when you see yourself inconveniencing yourself, doing things that you don't normally do because you want to fit in, you are people pleasing. You are pleasing people. If you're normally a smoker, or you're a drinker, or you're just this person with this kind of lifestyle, and you see people like that, and you want to fuck with them, do what you want to do. You can have deep conversations. But then when you see yourself trying to fit in, like this is not you who you are. Oh. You
Yeah.
don't even know who you are. Do you get? This is not who you are. You don't drink. The next thing you drink one beer and you are gone. Do you get? You are gone. They're carrying you on this thing. They are carrying you with support. They are backing you to hospital.
Somebody is definitely coming
Do
to
you
mind,
get?
but
They're backing you to hospital. This is not your lifestyle, bro. You are not hard. You're not tough. This is not you. But then you see yourself doing this, like you're pleasing people. Oh. Know your limits. Know your limits. You go and smoke coolers. I digress. Yes, but you get my point.
well, yeah, I do. So I think a lot of people just, they want to be liked by everyone, and that is another way you can reflect and know that you're a people pleaser. If you're so worried about how people perceive you, you're worried about people's opinions about who you are, then you're a people pleaser, because you should be able to be authentically yourself in any space. I'm not saying it's bad to be a social butterfly, but like you said, not at the detriment of yourself, not putting yourself in uncomfortable positions to do things that you would normally not do, just because you want to be perceived as the the cool guy, the guy that just goes with the flow. In fact, going with the flow is another sign that you're a people pleaser. If you go to someone's house and they ask you, what do you want to eat? And you're saying, oh, anything is fine. It might seem like it's nothing, but these are patterns. If your friends ask you, or okay, they're saying, okay, we either want to do this or we want to do this, we want to go out, it's either here or here, and they ask you, what do you think? And you're like, I'm fine with anyone. Pattern. You don't stand for anything, you stand for everything, and that is a terrible thing.
But what if you legit like the two choices? Like, what if you, okay, let's say now I say let's go to the cinema or let's go to a museum, but then you're okay with anyone.
You have a preference, or you probably don't even like any of them.
Hmm. Okay, let me give you an example. Do you get? We are we are friends now. Let's say two of us, for example. Okay, bro, how far? Maybe go cinema now, or maybe go restaurants. Restaurant. We have the budget too. This is our budget, and we have the money for the budget. And I tell you, Aya, now make your choice. And you're like, oh, guy, I don't even get time for all this one. Anyone where you choose.
That one is different. I'm talking about when it is a pattern, when you're always the person without an opinion on anything.
Yes, okay, I get that. When you're always indifferent.
Yes, like
Like,
when
exactly.
you're anything goes for
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
it's a sign that you probably have people pleasing tendencies. You should be able to stand for something. If they say let's go out and you know you cannot afford it, say it. When something is uncomfortable for you, it means your brain is saying this is unfamiliar. It's not saying this is wrong. That's something that people need to get used to. When you feel discomfort, it's because this is something that is not familiar,
Mm-hmm.
is territory that is not that you haven't tested before.
Mm.
But it doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Mm.
So you need to get used to that discomfort.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel when you need to just pay attention to those signs when your body is showing you things, because feel your feelings basically, and like take note of these things. How will you feel if you say no to that thing that you're saying yes? If you feel relief, then that is telling you something. If you think about it, if I had said no to this thing, will you feel relief? Then why are you not saying the
Yes.
no? And if that is a thing for you, then you have people pleasing tendencies. You're a people pleaser.
Yes. And then we're just saying the same thing. Like, and then you go ahead and you make this decision, and you will live with that decision. See, any decision that you make, you're going to live with it. Like, if you do something immoral because people are doing it, they're not going to live with your decision. Maybe you may say, "Oh, this guy influenced me. Oh, this guy influenced me," but at the end of the day, it is you. You are going to have that in your mind. It's going to be ringing in your head that I did this thing I did not want to do. So just think about it. Just think deeply. Do you want to do this thing, or you're just doing it because this guy,
You're trying to
this
please
guy?
someone. You're trying to avoid conflict.
Do you understand? So, bro, say your mind. Nobody will kill you.
I think one practical way to, you know, get off those people pleasing tendencies is when someone asks you for something, get used to saying, "Can I get back to you?" Don't be too quick to jump, because when you're too quick, you're most likely going to say yes or you don't mind. But when you say, "Let me get back to you, let me see how this works in my schedule, let me see whether," just give yourself time to actually think about it rather than, "How far can you help me with this?" "Oh, sure, no problem," as your reflex answer. When you say, let me get back to you on that, then hey, you can go back and sit with it. If I say no, will I be relieved? If the answer is yes, then go back and tell the person, "Oh, I thought about it and I won't be able to do this for you right now. Maybe a different time." Or just say no. Like they say, no is a is a complete
Yeah, exactly.
sentence.
And if you want to be nice about it, there are ways to say no in a nice way. Oh, I have to respectfully decline. This is not my vibe. Do you understand? Like it's way you maneuver some situations. You're not being you're not over explaining, you're not over apologizing, you're just saying that okay, bro, brava, I beg, this is not my vibe, Jerry. I beg. Maybe later, sha, but for now, I don't want. You get
Just for
just
practice. I mean,
exactly.
eventually you should be able to say no outrightly.
Exactly. Just
You don't know
sometimes
everyone.
sometimes you just say no. And the
Yeah.
end is there. If you say no like that,
You don't know it.
you
You
have
don't owe
you have
everyone
passed your message.
an explanation. You don't. And funny how you mentioned over apologizing, because that's another big sign.
Yes.
That's something that people pleasers do.
Mm.
They over apologize.
Mm.
Even when they say no, like, "No, I'm sorry."
Mm. Exactly. And we can relate this thing to, let's say for example, there's this girl that you like, but the girl does not like you back. Do you get? There's a pattern of her saying no to boys, and then the next thing, the boy goes off the rails. You get? He starts spiraling, insulting the babe. But you're a different guy. Do you understand? You're a different guy. And then babe tells you no, and you're like calm. But then babe starts over explaining this, that. It's a pattern that you have to just cut off from yourself. Do you get? I understand that sometimes rejection can cause some guys to spiral. Do you get? They'll go crazy. They'll just start insulting you for no reason, just because you said no. But I'm telling you, like, just no. Bam. No like that. Once you say no like this, where did they want to attack you from? Is it from the no? Like, no.
Say with your full
Just
chest.
no. No. That's it.
Yeah, I think people just need to get more comfortable saying no.
Be comfortable.
to things.
Say no. Say that no.
Mm.
You have Kaying bro me 10K. No.
I mean, don't be so standoffish
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
Or don't be.
Of course.
I think
Apply wisdom.
yes.
Apply wisdom. Discretion. There's some context that is like they can say no directly. There's some context that you have to be more graceful with it.
Yeah.
You have to be more.
To be different for different situations, to be different
Yeah,
for
exactly.
different people.
Do you get? It's not black and white,
Yeah.
but just be wise. Okay, can you bring me 10K? I'm sorry, bro, but I don't have that money.
Why are you
right now.
apologizing?
Do you get? In case, see, that's why I said being nice. Do you get? That has to be nice.
This is part of the thing. Over apologizing. If you cannot do something, why are you sorry you can't do it? You can't do it.
Because you need help and I can't offer it to you. That's why I'm sorry,
Why are you sorry?
bro. You won't understand. Like you understand, but you won't understand.
I do this. So
Like see.
I
This
actually
this one
I
this one
say
I'm
it
talking
as
now.
well.
It's money. Like I don't know.
I say sorry, like what you said, like in that scenario too. I almost like you say, I'm sorry, I can't right now.
Because
But my own, like looking back, it's like, why am I apologizing? Like, I'm not. What am I actually sorry for? No, what? No, you don't understand. We're trying to address this people pleasing of a thing and the patterns. And over apologizing is one of the roots of it. Is one of the glaring signs. So I feel if it's something that you're trying to get better at, try to see how conversations will go without the apology. If it's something that you can't do, oh, I'm not capable right now. Bam. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's worth practicing. When you can't do something, just do without the apology.
they have their they have their respect. Do you get? They have their respect. You saying no, okay, no. Like people are less likely to run over you. Like people are wicked, though. People are wicked. They will take advantage of you at any
Like
point in
liking
time.
someone and respecting them are completely
Do you
two
get?
different things.
Like, come on, okay. I know get right now. And another tricky thing is over text messages. You know, there's way you will text something. You don't mean it that way, but because it's text, you can't really communicate. Yes, that's another thing. I Con- we discussed this. Blah, blah, blah. No, over text, it's weird. Or if you bring me, I on my no get right now. Over text, it can mean different things. So that's why I said the way you frame some messages, the way you say some things matters.
And also, if you're finding yourself tiptoeing around every single conversation, even if it's over text, that is a sign that you're a people pleaser.
Yes, I agree.
Because why are you walking on eggshells?
I agree.
You don't need to. If you send a text to someone and you need to look at it over and over again to make sure that like you just displayed in front of everybody to see. Wait, I'm coming.
It's just to be. You see, it's just to be careful. Do you get? It's not black and white. Like I said to you, it's not black and white. See, bro, there are people that have asked me for things. The way I come at it, like, like it looks like I'm a very wicked person. But there's people that. This is why wisdom is very useful. Let's say I have a friend that I know that is very. Like I know it may seem like people pleasing, but I'm considering your feelings. Like I have a friend that
over yours.
chill. Wait, I'll get to that. I have a friend that this person is very sensitive. Like very like this person is a let me say darling. Like the person is a darling. Like the person is like person is socially anxious. Why did I stammer? God, socially anxious. So like, like when I'm talking to the person, I try to give the person more grace. Like I don't know, man. Maybe it's just maybe I'm a people pleaser because I don't.
There you have it,
No,
folks.
because like there are some people that's why I said manner of approach matters. Simple and short. Whichever one you take is okay, but just improve your manner of approach. Manner of approach matters. The way you approach matter.
Important that you stay respectful to people as much
Yes,
as you
that's what
can.
I'm saying. Have respect.
But
Simple.
having respect for people should not come under your boundaries. You should not do things because you expect someone and then you're now missing your boundaries. Do you understand? So again, with people pleasing, after you're aware, you've identified your people pleasing tendencies, the next thing is to set boundaries for yourself. And you set boundaries for yourself, then you set boundaries for other people. And you communicate those boundaries as clearly as you can. If they know you in the office as the person that any work that they want to delegate to, they will give it to you. You will never say no. You take extra work. You do you understand? They know you as is it no Otuto? Tell him to do the spreadsheet job. You do it. Not because your work is irrelevant or is the simplest compared to theirs, but they just know that Otuto will not say no. And then they give it to you. So imagine they are used to that pattern. And then one day they come to you and you're like, oh, I've noticed that this has become a pattern in this office. When you guys need something done, you always come to me. So right now, I'm fully, which word, whatever word you shall want to use, I'm at my, I have it here. I'm, I'm, I'm booked, I'm busy, and I will not be able to do this. You will see how that's, they will be shocked. Like, wait, to,
See this? How dare you?
no, I mean, that can be a
Yes,
reaction.
like bro, legit. Like see this one. Since when do you
But
start
it,
growing
but it
wings?
could also be, hmm, I'm really surprised. I've never heard you decline work. And you're like, oh, I know, I'm also shocked. And it's something I plan to do continuously. And then they might think, ugh, listen, I will come back another time. And then they come again and you remind them, oh, this is now a thing. They will, they will lock in. Like, do you understand? They will know that, okay, ah, Otuto is not someone to be played with. So, sorry, I keep mentioning your name. I mean, you're my guest. But Otuto is not someone to be messed with anymore. If you have work, do it yourself. Or do you understand? They will, if they truly now need your help, their approach will even be different. Do you understand?
The approach will change, and
You
guys,
have more respect for your time.
and guys, be be stern, but don't be harsh, and be nice, but don't be over nice. Balance.
Be nice, but don't people
Yes,
please.
don't people please. Sorry. Be nice, but don't be over nice. Be harsh. No, be stern, but don't be harsh. Balance. See, just say what's on your mind in the most respectful way possible, but be as firm as possible. These are my guidelines, and that is it. Don't be, because the moment you start saying over explaining, you don't need to talk too much, guy. They will just start picking apart your words like this. They'll pick apart everything, straight to the points. Bam. Mhm.
I feel it's easier said than done. So it's something that you need to just consciously practice. Another way that you can see people pleasing in your day to day, if you drive and you're the person that when people are entering your lane, you can allow 15 cars enter your lane and you're just there. The cars are just going. And to you, you think, oh, let them just go. It's not like I'm in a hurry. But you actually, you have somewhere you're going. And you too, you have respect for your time. So like, they're just little things that you might mean nothing to you, but if you reflect on them, you know that this is actually a pattern. If you're the person in the house that you feel like is a glue, you feel like you always have to, it doesn't, even outside family, if you feel like you always have to be that mediator, it could be that you're a people pleaser. And it's because you hate conflict, like anything, and you've grown up, like some people that they've grown up with that parentification. They're so used to being the parent, being the caretaker, avoiding conflict. And it happens a lot with firstborns. Yeah, it happens a lot. Just socially, the way everything is set in our society, you just always firstborns are sharp prone to people pleasing. That's what I'm trying to say, and it's not because they want to. It's just how they've been wired from growing up, always having to take care. They keep bringing it in your ear that you're the first ada opera. You need to sacrifice, and then you get so used to putting people's wants and needs above your own.
Patterns, the better. The earlier you detect that you are entering, you are behaving like this, the better. You must detect these things early. If you don't detect it early, it can affect you like mad in the future.
Yeah,
It can affect you
affecting
like
your
in every
relationships,
aspect of your
your
life.
career, anything.
You see yourself always wanting to be the one to sacrifice. No, 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 no. Let me sacrifice. Let me do this. Let me do that. You are creating patterns, but you don't know. It's good. It's okay. It's okay to not want to choose anybody at a particular point in time. It's okay to choose yourself. Because you are a human being. You understand? Choose yourself sometimes. Sometimes it's hard. Do you get? You always want to help somebody. Do you get? But choose yourself sometimes.
Do you think people pleasing is manipulation
In
or manipulative? Let me
do
say.
you think people? Do you think
People pleasing can be manipulative.
like the people that are pleasing or the people that are being pleased? Which one?
People that are pleasing.
Okay. Um, I want to get your question from the right angle. Is it from the perspective of the person that is pleasing?
Yes, the pleaser, not the pleasee.
Okay, the pleaser. Okay, okay. So the question is, do I think they are being manipulated?
Manipulative, not
Okay, they're
manipulated.
being manipulative to the pleasees.
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's half and half. Do you get the person that is pleasing the people? They are being manipulative in the sense that I need you to expatiate more on your question before I can
How
give
will
you
I
an answer.
expatiate more? Do you think people pleasers are manipulative people?
Okay, okay, that's better. That's better. Sorry, guys. Um, no, I don't think so. I feel like they're more of the ones being manipulated. Because look at yourself. Yeah, they're messy. The people that you are pleasing, they are your as in you are their puppets. Do you get? So in fact, instead of you being a manipulator, you think you are being smart. No. You think you are maintaining relationships. No. You are actually the one being manipulated. They toy with you anyhow. Do you understand? When you're done helping them, they'll go and enter their friend group. Oh, this guy is safe. If you need anything, just go and meet this guy. Go and meet this guy. Just say the right words and then the next thing is all yours. Do you understand? You're not manipulating anybody. You're fooling yourself. Because on those group chats, your name like this, bro, he talks to you broke, Abi. Go meet this guy. He go help you. He go help you out. He go help you out. There's no
And that
limits.
actually happens.
There's no limits. Dude. Right now.
But I feel people people pleasers can also be malicious. It's rare, like you said, most of the times they are the ones that are being
Yes.
manipulated,
Mm-hmm.
whether consciously or subconsciously.
Yes.
But sometimes I feel they can actually put themselves forward to get certain results, because that's what manipulation is. Trying to do things to predict, not predict, but like to change the outcome of something.
Mm.
Some just like ass kissing, which I
Mm.
feel ass kissing and people pleasing, they're very, very similar. I
Mm.
think that's what I would say the fine line is.
Mm. Ask kissing is mostly when you aim to get something from the person you are
So can we say
ask
ass
kissing.
kissing is manipulative people pleasing?
Yes. Ask kissing. You are a yes man. Do you get anything this person says? Yes, it is true. Oh, this thing is black, but you can see that it's clearly white. But because you want to kiss this person's ass, because you want to manifest yourself as a positive person in this person's life by enabling all their actions, you will say yes.
I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments. What do you think the difference is between ass kissing and people pleasing? Because it's kind of tricky.
It's kind of tricky, but I'll just say that ass kissing mostly happens when the person you are ass kissing is in a position of power or
Yeah.
privilege. It can be monetary privilege. Maybe the person is richer than you. It can be
Career
career privilege.
privilege.
Maybe the person is your boss. It can be, sometimes even emotional intelligence. Maybe the person you're talking to is you think that person is very sharp. There's something you admire from this person that you want to get from this person. We see it in politics, Seth. We see it that people that are in politics, they have PAs. They will do rubbish in governments. Nothing productive is coming out. But they have yes men surrounding them. So they are kissing their ass. It is people pleasing, but on an advanced level. Those guys are dangerous. Ask kissers are very dangerous because they go wherever the privilege is. They follow the power. You understand? So yes.
So was there a point where you felt like being nice was ruining your life?
Yes. There was a point. In fact, there have been points where don't be too nice, guys. Don't be too nice.
But why I asked that question, which was actually a trick question, was I wanted to see whether you've now, kind of changed your mindset to see that niceness and people pleasing are not the same. I don't think you can be too nice. I think what people call too nice is people pleasing.
You remember I said there's a fine line. Do you get? You may just be a very nice person,
No, like
like
being nice is a great quality.
bro. I'm
Nice
saying
people still have
I'm saying
boundaries.
yes, they do,
Do you
but
understand?
they do. But Bill, I'm telling you that the person that are thinking is nice, most often than not, they do not have boundaries.
And those are people pleasers. Those are not nice people. That's what
Exactly,
I want you to
and I want you to
understand.
agree that.
Like I don't
See,
want it to be like people now take niceness as a bad thing, because it's not.
see, it's not a bad thing to be nice, but guys, like Bill, you think this world is a bed of roses?
No,
Everyone
no.
has the same mindset. Guy, I'm telling you that if you are too nice, if you're too
Yeah,
nice,
people pleaser. That's
see,
what. That's where me I
exactly,
stand.
exactly. If you're too nice, you have no boundaries. You get nice people have boundaries. They are kind, yes, but there are some things that you know you cannot do with them. But you see people that are too nice. See, let me just tell you plain truth. You are a mumu.
Anyways,
You are a
I know
mumu.
somebody listening agrees with
See,
me.
like
I just feel like the word has been, I don't want to say bastardized, but I think that is the best word I can use.
yes,
Because you're now making something so good, so bad.
yes, and I agree with you. And I also notice something that those that are even nice, safe. Those that are just bare minimum nice. You get you're just nice. People will tag you as people pleasing. And you know get boundaries. But I'm just being a nice person. Like I'm just a nice person. Like I have a kind heart. Do you get? I'm not people pleasing. Like I have boundaries. Do you get? Why are you saying it? While agreeing. I don't know why I'm not saying that while agreeing, but no, while like I have boundaries. Do you get? But then some people look at it as you being a mumu. You being because you're not harsh when you say something, you're not passing across your message. it's rubbish. To me, it's rubbish. Like, be nice, but don't be too nice. Have boundaries. Have boundaries.
The most important thing. I think before we proceed, so I don't forget, I put up the unfiltered takes where I told you to also ask your people, and someone did ask a question. Let me see what I can. Okay, so her name, I'm guessing this is a girl. Her anonymous name, she picks Moana, and her question is, what will you do if your people pleaser friend is in competition with you secretly just because you are doing better than her? What would you do if your people pleaser friend is in competition with you secretly just because you are doing better than her?
So your friend.
Yeah. And you feel she's in competition with you secretly because you're. I feel this. I don't. I mean, in this podcast, we listen and we don't judge. But I don't know. It just comes off very toxic to me. The friendship to start with, because one, your friend is a people pleaser. You can say that your friend is a people pleaser. Have you had that conversation with the person? If no, red flag. And for you, do you understand? Two, because you're doing better than her. That sounds so, yeah, and arrogant. I'm sorry. I mean, do you understand? It just sounds so, again, arrogant. Like, how are you doing better than her? And what what metrics are you using to say you're doing better than somebody?
Okay. Let me try and
But you know
let
what?
me try.
Before, let's try and answer the question, so we don't discourage people in the future from asking.
Yes, yes. So
So, what will you do? What should she do?
okay. You have a people pleaser friend,
Yes.
and she's in competition with you. See, let me just tell you, people pleasers, like Bill said, they're manipulators. Do you get? They can manipulate. Like, you may think you're using them, but they are so sneaky with it.
They can be.
They
It's
can.
not.
I'm not saying.
Is
I'm not
a
saying all, but they can be. So better than. So my question is, better than you in what sense? Is it academically?
see. This person is not here with us. What can you give her so that she can say that she listens to this episode and she went home with something? I think the first thing I would say is, are you sure you should be friends with this person? If you think you can cut it off, I think you should go ahead and do so. Because clearly this person is not your friend. If you're saying she's a people pleaser, then it's most likely you're benefiting from that, right? Most
Not every
likely.
time.
Most likely. If someone is a people pleaser, then you're most likely benefiting from that.
You know there are guys that people that please people, but then in their inner circle they are bastards. Oh.
No, no, for her to say this person is a people, well, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. If she's not pleasing you, but she's pleasing other people, that is understandable. But I just feel if she's in competition with you, then this is not your friend. Like,
Yes, and I will say, you guys, it's okay to not, because you know somebody does not mean that person is your friend. I don't know who this person is, but because you know somebody, an acquaintance, that person is not your friend, and your friend will not be in competition with you like this
yeah.
in secret. Like, it's odd.
How did you even get to know?
No, like, you know this now.
There's so many things,
Like,
bro.
there's so many.
There's so many.
You know
There's
this
so many
now,
layers
but
to this.
what I will tell you is reduce your level of closeness. Even if you want to be the person's friend, which I don't suggest, you should
Yeah,
not
I
do
think
that.
it should
Reduce that
give
closeness.
space.
Reduce that
Yeah.
closeness. Don't overshare with her. Don't share critical information you have with her. Because people like that in the future, they'll use that thing against you.
Yeah, like
I
they'll weigh
promise
you
you.
down. If you're doing better than her, then what exactly is she competing over with? You're clearly,
It's more jealousy.
yeah. We have an episode on friendship jealousy, so maybe that would shed more light than we are, because this is
Yes,
kind of on
yes.
the
So
spot.
what I'll tell you is, first step, just reduce your level of closeness.
I just believe this person is not your friend, in my
Yes.
opinion,
Just
because
because
I
some
don't
some
know. They
guys
just
some guys still want to, okay, people pleaser. You want to keep her as your friend. Keep her as your friend. It will get to one day that you will say something very, very critical that you only share with your true friends, and she'll be there and she'll use it against you. So be careful. Be very careful. That's what I was saying. You have to be
Yeah.
very careful. This world is wicked. Wicked world. Wicked world. Be careful.
That's the only question that came that was related to the episode. So I'm encouraging you guys. Well, it doesn't have to be related. Like the other things were just jokes. They were clearly just friends that were messing around. So if you have any stories, um, anything that you want to share, even if it's a suggestion on a topic, if there's something that we've discussed or something that we didn't discuss in this episode that you want us to come back and touch base, let's have it in the comments. We can reply in the comments, and also this is another avenue. So the Unfiltered Takes is linked to my Instagram bio, bill.a_, and also the Friends Unfiltered pod on Instagram. So yeah, is there any other thing that you think we haven't said that comes to mind to know that we've done justice to this topic?
Mm, I feel like we've touched many corners. We've gone far and wide. We've brought it home. We've taken it to other contexts. So I feel like we've done justice. Or else there's something that you feel we didn't really talk about.
Okay, this is another question.
For me,
Is yeah, is people pleasing something that we are taught, or is it something we develop to survive?
it's both. To survive, it can be both. You know, growing up, your parents can just tell you, okay, be nice. Even if they can teach you that they can teach you to be nice, even if it's at the detriment of your own comfort. Like you mentioned firstborns. Yes. Firstborns are inherently taught to be providers. Like no matter what, people, you before me, do you get? They are taught that, and sometimes it can be instilled in you unconsciously. When you don't like confrontation, you're okay with anything because right from childhood, you have been taught to suppress your feelings. You've been taught to keep quiet. You've been taught to not share your contrary opinions, even though they are valid. Do you understand? So it's both. Do you get? And then the first step to killing it, you must first realize that this is who I am.
Awareness.
Awareness. See, there are many issues that have been solved in this life from awareness. Awareness is key. You must be aware.
It solves like
You must-
80% of the
You must
problem.
know.
Once you just
You must know. You must self-reflect. This is who I am, and this is the step I'm going to take to kill this aspect of my life.
Yeah.
And then once you're aware, the next step is to take action. Be practical with it. Practice.
Set boundaries. In this
Practice,
case, set boundaries for yourself, set boundaries for people, and communicate those boundaries clearly.
From little things. You start from little things.
Yeah.
You get little things. You notice that once you start with the little things, you start getting more comfortable with
Yeah.
saying your mind. You know.
And study how you feel. Like a lot of reflection go a long way. Just when something happens, how do you feel about it? Note it down. And then you, like we spoke about what's it called? People pleasing tendencies, from overcommitting to over apologizing, external validation, like struggling to ask for help. Like these are things that if you see as a pattern in your life, that you need to pay attention to. Ask questions like why do I feel so anxious telling this person no?
Mm-hmm. Do you,
Why do I
yes.
feel? Do you
Yes, I
understand?
agree with you. Like I agree with what you're saying. I know there's some people that you feel like if you tell them no, they will not take it. Bro, that person is not meant somebody you're meant to be fucking
Be
with.
friends with.
Like,
Yeah.
if the person is making you uncomfortable, please don't do that to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you just be that person's lapdog. You'll be afraid to talk to that person. And you know something that you can get punished for being a people pleaser. I'm going to use the context of work. Someone who say they have any questions, do you have anything that you want to share? If you have something contrary to what I'm saying, please feel free to share it. But you don't share it. And then that causes a ripple effect on your own work. Do you understand? Because if you share that idea, maybe that work would have been easier for you. and
Mm-hmm.
others. But because you kept quiet, you're going to do it the hard way. So
Yeah.
say your mind. Like
Stop shrinking yourself
say
for
your
people.
mind. Say your mind. Say your mind. Be wise. But say your mind. But be wise.
Otuto is feeling so wise.
Be wise. Like see, I'm just saying be wise so that you're not gonna be reckless with it. Like do you get yeah, so
Yeah, so people pleasing might appear like kindness, but underneath is rooted in fear of rejection, fear for conflict. So it's just important that people come to terms with those things themselves. So thank you, Tuto, for coming to our show. I think we've come to the end of this episode. So, oh, by the way, this episode will probably be out not too long after your birthday. So, if you guys want to, if you guys want to wish, I'm sure you're not expecting that. But by the time this is out, it will be around his birthday or maybe the day. I'll try and see if I can drop it that day.
ah man,
Fingers
I
crossed.
beg.
But yeah, just
I beg.
wish this. So where can they find you?
For what?
Oh
For
my goodness. You
forgive.
clearly don't listen to podcasts
I'm
because
sorry. I'm sorry.
that
Oh shit! Oh shit!
answer the
Okay,
question.
sorry. Okay, on my IG you can follow me at _Otutona. On my TikTok you can just follow me. Just type Otutona, and you see Otutona with a cross. You can't miss it. And then go to my page. You can like my content. You can follow. You can comment. And don't worry. Like when I say that my content is interesting, I'm not trying to hype myself. I said like, see, there's no way you will not scroll through my content like this and then you not laugh at something, or you not, you know, gain something from my
Thank you.
content.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay, but you get the point, Sha. I beg, just follow me. I beg, I beg, I beg.
So if this episode hits home, share with someone, share with that your nice friend. What's going on? Share with your nice friend. If you haven't listened to our previous episodes, do that. That is the only way we can grow. If wherever you're listening, if it's on YouTube, give it a thumbs up, subscribe on Spotify, rate us, be nice. 5 stars only. Apple Podcast, wherever you're listening to. So yeah, just share this with your friend and like pass it forward. What is this? And we will see you in the next episode. Bye.